Hello friends, happy afternoon, happy Monday. My name is Lauren, I am 43 years old. If you do not follow me, I love teaching makeup tips and tricks for maturing skin, and that's what we're gonna do today. So as you jump on, say hi, tell me where you're from, and we're gonna get started. We're literally going to be doing eyeshadow today because I get so many questions. If you've watched any of my videos before, I talk about how important makeup placement is as we age. And so today we're gonna show some techniques for eyeshadow, depending on your face shape, how you want your eyes to look. Makeup, I get a lot of comments. Hello, Cindy. I get a lot of comments on my makeup videos about people saying you're like shape shifting or trying to be someone you're not when I'm doing makeup or showing placement. That's not what makeup is about. Makeup is about having fun, being creative, but also working with your face shape or creating different features that maybe you want, and that's okay too. So I'm gonna encourage you today, if you're watching this live, to have fun with your eyeshadow, have fun with your makeup, because that's what it's about. Hello from Belgium. Oh my goodness, Belgium, New York, England, Canada. Hello, Finland. Oh my goodness, so many fun people. Okay, I'm getting right into it today because all three kids are home. I've been running around all morning. It's been crazy. I don't know when one of them's gonna walk in, so we're just gonna get started. So all I have on right now is face makeup. I have no eyeshadow on, so we're only gonna do eyeshadow. We're gonna talk today about the difference between getting a more like elongated eye look or a more rounded look. This one's gonna be my elongated, more like kind of making your eye a little bit more wide. So if you have really round eyes and you want to kind of make them more lifted and elongated, this side is going to be for you. If you want more of a round look, this eye is the one you're going to want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how easy it is with 3 different colors. So really you can do this at home. You can use any brushes, and I'm going to kind of talk just a little bit about that as well. So we're going to start by talking about brushes. If you have hooded eyes, really quick, hooded eyes, it's when you don't have a lid space. So if you're looking straight ahead and you do not see this lid, that means you probably have hooded eyes, okay? That happens over time as our hood comes down, it gets a little heavier, or a lot of us are born with hooded eyes, totally normal. So when you have hooded eyes, using a smaller brush, and I'm using 2 different brushes just as an example. If you go into your bathroom, I bet you have different size eyeshadow brushes. So go look for one that's smaller if you have hooded eyes. I would grab this one over this one with hooded eyes because you're not gonna have the lid space and it's harder to get in there to really work in that area. So smaller, less lid space, use a smaller brush, okay? Next, we are going to start by priming our eyes. So no matter what eye look you do, even if it's the most one color simple eyeshadow look, priming your eyes is gonna be really important. I get questions all the time from people saying, my eyeshadow doesn't stay on. And if you're not using a primer, that's the first thing you wanna be doing because it is going to help keep your eyeshadow on. So this is the MAC Paint Pot. You can use any eye primer you want. And I'm just gonna put this on the lid. You can do it messily, it doesn't matter. All the way to the brow bone, okay? Now, with an eye primer, the other thing about an eye primer is, and I just covered it, but if you look at your lids, chances are they're discolored. We have veins, we have different colors on the lids. That is normal, but what we wanna do is start by just really kind of evening it all out, because look how much more awake my eyes look just by doing that. So, can you use a concealer? A lot of people say you can. I personally like an eye primer better. It's more tacky, so it's gonna really hold the makeup onto the eye. But if you use a concealer, just set it with powder. If you have a hard time, I just saw someone say that you've tried every primer on the market, your eyeshadow still transfers, set it with a powder. So if you have more oily lids, I can go in with just a primer and I'm fine, but if you have more oily lids, use a translucent powder and apply it on top of the primer. That's gonna hold it in place before you go in with your eyeshadow. Number one thing, if you are having transfer or oily lids, use a powder and a primer, okay? I'm not a fan of concealer. If I'm in a bind, I'll use a concealer, but 9 times out of 10, no. Favorite primer brands, MAC Paint Pot is my absolute favorite. Rare Beauty has a great one. Cheaper end, that works really well. Milani has a great eye primer. Everyone's eyes are different, but those 3 have always worked really well for me and my clients when I do their makeup. So I haven't seen eyeshadow transfer with those. All right, so we've got our eyes primed. Number one thing, I'm going to use a lot of different brushes. The reason I'm doing that, you don't have to, okay? I want you to go in your makeup drawer and use anything you have. I love the Saint double-ended brush, but I might not use that the whole time. I'm just gonna use different brushes to show you how you can get this technique by really using anything you have. Yeah, see if it works for you. I would be interested, let me know. Okay, so we're gonna start with the elongated eye. I have no mascara on, nothing, because I'm gonna also show you how you can use mascara to kind of get the look that you want. So if you're just now joining, we're doing an elongated eye here. So we're gonna kind of give that lift and kind of like that longer looking eye. On this side, we're gonna add like more roundness to the eye, okay? I naturally have more of a round eye, so this is gonna be kind of fun to play around a little bit, okay? So first thing we're gonna do, this is an angled brush. This is the BK Beauty brush 208. Now it's really small. The reason I like a smaller liner brush compared to something like this is because if you have more mature eyes, now mind you, I'm 43, so I'm talking about, yes, I will post this. You can watch this later. I'm talking about mature eyes here, okay? And we can't do the same things that we did in our 20s. Our lid space is different. We have texture. Some of us are getting more hooded eyes, so using smaller brushes is really, really important. This BK Beauty one, they have a whole set for hooded eyes, but this is one of them. It is very small, okay? So what I'm gonna do, instead of going straight in with an eyeliner, I like to use something like this. Now I've done videos where you can use a Q-tip. You could definitely try that with this, but I'm gonna use a black eyeliner. Using black on purpose because a lot of us think we can't wear that, but we can. It's just basically like learning to play differently with our makeup, okay? So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to rub it onto, there's like something on there. Okay, I'm gonna rub it onto the liner brush, okay? So I just ran it on there. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. It is in Perversion, I believe. So I like that one. Now, I'm starting with this liner first because I want to create almost like a boundary to lift the eye. So what I want you to do is when you're looking at your eye, you're going to start right on the outer corner. Now, see how I have kind of this heavy, this happens as we age, this almost like crease that's kind of coming down. We want to avoid that because if we go on top of the crease, it's going to skip. So use your eye shape as kind of a roadmap for you. I'm gonna get kind of close here, but you can see how my eye naturally kind of comes up here. We wanna make sure that when we're making some kind of wing to our eye, we're coming up towards the tail. If I go straight across like this, it's gonna make my eye look like this. We don't wanna do that. We wanna still lift. So I'm going to take this and I'm gonna come right where my eye goes naturally up, and I'm gonna start marking it. Like that. That's it. First step. Put a little bit more on because I'm not putting so much on. I'm keeping this pretty thin on here. And then I'm going to, notice I'm looking a little bit down into this camera, so I'm just gonna kind of bring it under to about the pupil of my eye right there. Now I'm gonna work on extending this line up to a little past that crease. Super simple so far. We can all do this, right? It's easy, I promise. Now, putting a little bit more on. You can even take it and put it on your hand if you're worried you have too much. And I'm not pulling at my skin, but what I am doing, because we have looser skin, everyone's like, don't pull at your eyes. You're not pulling at your eyes, but you do have looser skin. So I'm just holding right here. And I'm going to close my eye because now I have that mark. And I'm going to close my eye and I'm just gonna bring it that far in. I'm not, it's an illusion. This is an optical illusion. I don't wanna fight the lid space at all. I just wanna kind of make it look like I have eyeliner on the entire eye. Can we see how that's already like starting to bring that eye out? Okay, next, we're gonna take a smaller brush. So it can be anything. It could be, if you have the Saint brush, it could be this side. You can use a small brush like this, go through your makeup, I'm sure you have something, and we're gonna use 3 colors, okay? So you always wanna have, for your eye look, you wanna have 3 colors. You wanna have a dark, a medium, and a shimmer or a matte light shade. Now, I could bring this wing out even more if I want to, and I might, but I like to always kind of start. I'm very natural, you guys, so if you like more of a dramatic wing, you can, like I said, take that up more. It's up to you. But I'm gonna take the darkest color, and I'm gonna take this smaller brush, and I'm gonna keep this dark color on the outer corner of the eye. And I'm going to be flicking up towards the tail of the eye because I want that lifted, elongated look. Now, if you have a heavy hood right here, here's kind of a trick. It's okay. You're just gonna pull just a little bit. I shouldn't say pull because someone will say something to me. Just lift that hood up just a little bit because you don't want it crease. And you're going to kind of just work and pull that upwards. So see how that's already creating that look of coming outwards? I'm not bringing it all the way towards the inner corner. I'm just pulling it out to get that elongated eye. And we're using this wing as kind of our guide. Okay? Super simple so far, right? We can all do this. And you're just gonna build the color. So one thing I suggest is making sure that you're holding your brush down low when you're doing this. If you're going like this, you're gonna have less control and you're gonna put too much product on. And also start with a little bit of product and keep adding the product as you go. And you can see I'm just very small movements there. You can already see how this one's looking more wide versus round. Okay, that's what we're trying to go with here. We're trying to get that elongated look. Okay, now you can always build it a little bit more. Hold on just a minute. Ashlyn, oh, okay. I was like, what kid is in my hallway? It is my daughter. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep kind of darkening now. Now, the biggest thing that we wanna make sure is when you're adding dark to your eye, even on an everyday look, you don't want it to just be like dark. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that medium shade, and I have a brush cleaning tile right here. This just kind of cleans my brush off between, and Saint has that available. But then I'm gonna go in with my medium shade. Now, I'm going right on top of what I just did, and I'm keeping my eye open and bringing that in. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because I want this to look natural. If I just have dark, light, medium, you're gonna see that transition. So this is gonna help kind of blend everything together. Okay, and you don't have that harsh crease. I'm so sorry, Antonio, I do not know what you're saying. So I'm not ignoring you, I just don't know. I will post the colors, I promise. Okay, so I'm just bringing that in and keeping that eye nice and elongated, okay? Now we're gonna go back in, same brush, running it on my brush cleaning tile, and we're just gonna kind of keep building that color. A little bit more in the outer corner, lifting it towards the tail, okay? Now, I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna apply my shimmer, and I'm just gonna take my shimmer right on the inner corner, about a fourth. I probably don't wanna know. You're probably right, I don't wanna know what Antonio is saying. That's funny. Okay, there we go. Inner corner, that's your shimmer. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make that wing just a little darker, because now that we've marked it out, we have that look. So I'm just gonna go right along where I just already had it and darken that area. And I'm just kind of moving my brush. You wanna just go slow, guys, because that's one thing that we get in a rush and then we don't get the look. Can we see? It's coming out. It's coming out. It's working really well there. Okay, then you wanna clean it up. So I'm gonna use a brush like this. And this is where that concealer comes in place. This is my concealer, this is my cream makeup. You can use any concealer that you want. I like to kind of take it right here, and I like to go right underneath and clean that wing up. And then I like to come right along here and clean that up. See how I'm getting that lift? So easy. Now everybody's eye shape's gonna be different, okay? So if you're like, Lauren, your eye isn't like super elongated. Well, I already have that elongated like kind of eye on this. My eyes, I look at them so much because I do so many makeup videos. I do think I have more rounder versus more elongated eyes. I think everyone's eye is not the same on both sides. So for me, this eye tends to be a little bit more elongated, but you can see how I'm getting that shape. So really easy, 3 colors. That's how you get the elongated look right there. Now we're gonna add my mascara. With an elongated eye, the best way to get a really good elongated eye is right on the outer corner, really focusing your mascara. So I like to really, really kind of go over that outer corner because that's gonna lift that eye. And then I work inwards. Look at the difference. Pretty dang cool. I love that makeup can give the illusion and it doesn't have to be hard. Okay, now with that, I'm gonna keep it right on the outer corner here as well. And I'm not gonna go into the inner corner. So I've got the lift and I've got the elongated look right there. So that's your elongated look. Easy. Now we're gonna move to more of a round look, okay? Same thing, 3 colors. I've already primed my eye. If you're new, if you're here watching, this is more of a tutorial on how to get different looks on your eyes wherever you place your eye makeup. So this is more of a lifted, elongated look, and now I'm gonna show you a rounded look. I've already primed both of my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot, okay? So we're using 3 colors. These are my 3 colors. Really quick, I know some of you wanted to know what I was using. These are all from Saint. This is Bird, Chai, and Riviera, and this is a brush cleaning tile, so I can use it between the colors to kind of clean up my eyes, or my brush from your eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my lightest color first for this one. So I'm gonna still use a small brush. If you have more mature eyes, or if you have hooded eyes, using a smaller brush is gonna give you more control. So holding down low. Now for this, I'm actually going to create a higher crease, and I'm going to kind of bring it all above my crease and out. And I'm still bringing it pretty high up into to pretty close to the brow, I would say there. So this is Chai, and I'm gonna build that color. You can see I'm holding this down because I wanna have a lot of control. And I'm kind of creating almost like a rainbow shape so that I'm creating that look. If you think of it like this, because you're gonna get more of that look of a rounded eye. And one thing about eye makeup that I think was like a game changer for me was not to put on so much, but to slowly build the color. So if you're one of those people that are like, I cannot get my eye makeup to look correct, try going very slowly when you're applying your eye makeup and kind of like work in layers. I do not know what my dog is doing right now, but she's doing something and I'm sure it's naughty. All I can hear is she's dragging something. Hey, Stella. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, we're running out of time between my kids and my dogs, so we're gonna go fast. Okay, so here's Chai, okay? I'm not bringing it out this way because I don't want to elongate it. I want to keep it right here on the edge of my eye. Then we're gonna go in with my darker color. Clean it on my brush tile. And I'm gonna come onto that dark color. And I'm gonna keep it above the crease. And I'm gonna keep it right on this inner corner. I'm not coming out. If I come out, it's gonna elongate. So just small circles. And that windshield wiper motion that a lot of us have learned, I don't love that. I like working in really small circles. It gives you more control. Now I'm not bringing that in, I'm just bringing it right on that outer corner, but I'm lining it up with the edge of my eye for a more rounded look. Oh good, I'm glad you're liking this. I hope this is helpful. Okay, see how I'm changing that shape compared to how look at the difference. This is elongated, this is pulled outward, this is going to be a lot more rounded. Okay, and I'm still going above that crease because especially if you have hooded eyes, you wanna make sure you're doing that. It still looks natural. That's what I love about this. Okay, so we've put on the dark color all over and really worked on just keeping that darker color in the outer corner, going in again with the shimmer, and I'm gonna place that shimmer more on the middle of the eye versus the whole inner corner because we already have that color there. You can do this. Jane, the mom, you can do this. I have faith in you. I promise, just hang out with me, watch this video. I will post this And I promise you, you can do this. It will work for you. How can you tell if you need more elongation or rounded? It really is what you prefer. Honestly, if you have smaller eyes, rounded is, my opinion, going to give you a bigger eye. But if you are going for that more full look, maybe you have blush on the cheeks, you know, you want more roundness there, you're hollowing, you want the eye to go with it, that would be a great time to use a rounded eye. Elongated is if you feel like you really need a lift to your face. I tend to apply my eye makeup a lot more like this than this because I feel like my eyes are already round. Deep set eyes are already going to have a lot of lid space. They're gonna look a lot bigger, so you can elongate them a little bit better. It really depends on kind of what the look you want as well. I suggest playing with them. Play around with eye makeup because you might be like surprised. You might really like the rounded look on yourself, but you won't know until you try both, and then you can kind of see. So I definitely think it's personal preference. Okay, I'm just gonna darken that a little bit more. If you notice, I'm coming up high because if you don't bring your eyeshadow up and you have hooded eyes, or you have this hood right here, it's gonna make it really heavy if you don't bring it kind of up like that. See, it's like, do you remember in 7th grade, for me it was 7th grade, you took a shading class in art? That's really what this reminds me of with makeup, because you're just shading on those areas and kind of, you're shading and adding shadow in shaping how you want the eye to look. Does that make sense? I hope that does. If you took an art class, which I did, it'll make sense. Okay, I'm getting all over the place. I'm not meaning to. Okay, now I'm taking this round brush. This is the Saint brush. You don't have to use this one. You could find something else. And I'm gonna take the darker color and run it all under my eyes like this. That's creating a boundary. It's creating a shadow so that, and I'm just gonna add a little here too, so that it looks like my eye is a different shape than it really is, okay? So if you notice on this one, I kept that eyeliner on the outer corner only because I wanted to keep that eye open. This is gonna create more of a round shape. Okay, so we've done that. That's where we're at, round. Now, we're gonna go into eyeliner. A lot of you don't like to line your waterline. You don't have to. I don't line my waterline, but if I'm not gonna create a wing on this. So you can actually take any eyeliner you want. I'm using black just to show you can still wear black. You could go on the lid, on the top of the lid with the eyeliner just right next to the lashes. I personally don't like to do that. I have very movable lids, which means they have texture and they're hard to work with, and it kind of looks wavy when I do that. So what I like to do is I just hold my lash up. I'm not in the lash line. See this white right here? That's your lash line. I'm not going there, okay? If you go there, you do have a chance for eye infections. So I'm just holding it up and I'm coloring on my lashes, okay? Once I do that, now I know where I'm placing it, and I'm just gonna color onto the lash, and I stop right there, because if I stop right there, it's gonna make my eye look more rounded. Can you guys see the difference here? It's crazy to me. On this side of the camera, hopefully it's coming through, how this changes it. Okay? So I'm not taking it out here. If I take it out here, you're back to elongated. So you can kind of build that color up however you want, but I'm literally just coloring on the lashes, which gives you that look of thick eyelashes. I'm not on that waterline. And I'm not fighting the loose skin either. So the more you put on there, the more you're gonna have definition. And you could even take it underneath if you want. I don't wanna do that, I wanna keep it light. Okay, so there's your eye look, but now you're gonna curl your lash on this one, okay? So I'm just taking look how dirty this is. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm just gonna clamp this. You can use a warmer. I couldn't find mine. I like my eyelash warmer. But the reason I'm doing that is because now it's gonna give quite the round look as well. And I'm not gonna just focus on the outer corner this time for this one. I'm just gonna go through like I normally would. And just put my normal mascara on. Look at the difference of that rounded eye versus an elongated eye. Two different looks. Can we see the difference? And that was 3 colors of eyeshadow. You guys can do this, I promise. So elongated eye, round eye, 2 different techniques, 3 colors. You guys got this. Go have fun, go play with makeup, okay? I promise you, the more you play, the more you'll see what you like for your face shape, and the more you play with it, the more you're gonna get more confidence. That's really what makeup is about. So hopefully this was helpful, you guys. I will put the colors, I will put the products I use. If you have any questions, I will post this to my page. Go ahead and jump in there, ask me any questions. I love making makeup as simple as possible because I think as we age, we get a little nervous to play with it again because our skin is different. But the more you play with makeup, I promise the more confident you get and the more you will learn to be like, I got this, and I actually love it again. So I hope you guys have a great Monday, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.